EvoPod listeners and viewers. Welcome back to another episode of EvoPod. I'm your host SK, and this is your
I'm your co-host, Ruben.
and we're going to talk about today flexible dieting, aka what if it fits macro. Basically, how to lose fat without tracking your calories. That's what we're going to talk.
Well, without meal prepping, lah. Without meal prepping to the point of
Yeah.
really
Basically,
feeding it
it's true.
every day.
You're not if you cannot meal prep and then you want to lose fat, so what you can do about it. Okay, let me discuss this first. Actually, this flexible dieting, we've been doing like since small, like in our houses.
Uh,
So
பசிச்சா தின்றது,
just
பசிக்கலனா விட்டுறது.
விட்டுறது. So we will like limit ourselves. It's a tradition. Like we have like 3 to 4 meals per day. So we typically என்ன இருக்கும் breakfast ஒன்று இருக்கும். We'll have breakfast and then
Uh,
we'll have like lunch, tea time one, and then dinner one. So that's
hmm.
like I think a typical lunch timing that we have. So we don't
Yeah.
track our our foods or anything. We just eat whatever our mom cooked. So that's
Okay. There's a difference, lah. Okay. For general public, for people who are just coming in, that is called intuitive eating. That means
yes.
you
You
eat
you
you eat as much as you want until you're satisfied, and then you're done.
you're done.
And then you go for the second round or whatever is okay. Flexible dieting is just a bit different than that, in the sense that you have a certain understanding of how many calories each food is. Just like, okay, you look at the food, you're like, okay, it should be about 100 calories, probably
Yes.
200,
200
maximum
calories.
150, 200 calories. And then you'll be like, okay, that's all it's going to cost, so it'll fit my sorry.
Your calorie intake.
That's
So
the
that,
only
that's
difference.
that's what we call flexible dieting, because this is helpful when we go out like with our friends. We are going. We couldn't eat anywhere. Ruben eating yogurt. So we
Low
couldn't.
fat yogurt, by the way. Low fat yogurt. I couldn't get the fat free one. lah.
So yeah,
Finish already.
this is what flexible dieting. I'm most of the time. Sometimes most of the time I'll be in flexible dieting if I'm not on prep or bulking. Okay, I know how much I'm eating, so I don't track my calories most of the time because I know how much the calorie cost, because I've been tracking calorie for a very long time. So I can tell based on the food volume or the type of food. So I can estimate the amount of calorie that contains that. So obviously this takes a lot of time for you to learn. That's why like sometimes I pressure like you don't need to track calories for your entire lifetime. Maybe start of your journey, you can start with calorie tracking, and then slowly you can transit into flexible dieting, or you can flexible diet without tracking calories also. But there is a catch, because you are not sure how many calories the food is providing you. You don't know,
Yeah.
right? You never know how much the food is providing you because you never tried calories. So there's a catch there. So
Unless you're eating food with food labels.
yeah, food level
Like
you
what I'm
obviously
eating right
can.
now. Yogurt
Hmm.
or buns or bread or something like that. They have
The
food labels. So
food
you have a
labels,
certain understanding.
like let's say you're going
But
out.
if you're going to restaurant, mama, and all that stuff, you order something, you're definitely not going to know. Especially from restaurant to restaurant, different recipe lah,
Different recipe lah,
different
and you
this
don't know
that.
how much oil they're using, what recipe, what kind of herbs they're using. So there are problems there a little bit. But so this is what, because if you had the knowledge based on the calories, you track the calories, so you will know, okay, should have used this kind of herbs. They should have this much of oil. So like okay, 500 to 600 calories should be there on that. So you just minus
Yeah.
that. So and
Especially when you look at the plate, right, and you
yeah,
move the meat, like me gore and all that. You move the meat only, அப்படியே எண்ணெய் ஒழுகும்.
and
Oil
and
will flow like that.
and if you have to be like, if you want to track the calories that you get from the food, you have to bring the scale with you lah.
Oh damn, that is hardcore already.
Yeah, some people will do that. Actually, I won't be surprised if I saw anyone do that, because I have seen people do that, and even my
I
clients
think
have.
prep you did that, right?
Prep I did. Prep, I didn't do that because for prep, I will cook for the entire day. So I will bring everywhere. I had that time, Kanaka, that time, my friend had wedding. Another friend of mine had engagement. So for engagement, the engagement was running. I was the mapulator at that time actually for him. And then what
Yeah.
happened? I went out and then I said, oh, I want to eat. So and then I go out. I went to my car and then I brought my Tupperware, right. So I ate. So come back and then said, and then everyone was eating. I just was watching. So at that time, I still can. I was like around 12% body fat. I was still okay, but if I was in single digit body fat percentage, I don't think so. I can do that.
Mm. You know what you should have done, lah, bro? Instead of looking around, right, you should have stared at that person. Because முன்னெல்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, வயிறு வலிக்குதுன்னு. அப்படி மறைச்சு பார்க்கறது வயிறு வலிக்குதுன்னு. டச் பண்ணி பார்த்துருக்கூடாது.
வாய்ப்பில்லை.
இப்படி மறைச்சு வந்து வயிறு வலிக்குதப்ப.
Like whenever I go, even nowadays, right? That's a habit actually. Like when we go to a wedding or any kind of swan lah, wedding or anything. So I go there and then I look for the protein source first. Then I check okay what protein source they have that, and then mainly they have soya chunk chicken.
I
So
think
what?
I think you did that for Revati's sister's wedding, right?
Yeah. So this is what I do actually. So I'll make sure there is a protein source there. Like okay, there's protein. Okay, there's egg. So any kind of protein source. So what I do, like I take chicken, soya chunks, eggs, but I'll avoid the lambs. I'll avoid I
Fatty.
definitely will. Yeah, lamb is like empty gravy for me. Like they're very less in protein and high in fat.
Mm.
So I'll avoid if there's a chicken sambal, for example, I'll look for the breast part. I look for the meat part. So I'll take the meat part only. So it's kind of choice like you have, like how you want to manipulate the particular place, how you're going to get, because our main priority will be hitting the protein intake for the day, right? Because like if you want to recover and you don't need the protein, because most of Malaysians foods are high in carbs. There are very less amount we have protein source,
High in
like
carbs, high in fat.
yeah, high in
See,
fat. Like
everything is oily as hell.
you go mama restaurant, goreng everything high in carbs and fat. There's very less protein, like literally very less. They'll just put
Ask
one egg.
Tamba Ayam also. Ask Tamba Ayam also. It'll still be less than what I'd make it at home, lah.
Yeah, you are not, and you won't be satisfied. I won't be satisfied if I'm eating outside for the food, even though I'm doing like flexible dieting. So I won't be satisfied. So that's my problem lah. Like sometimes I even had done like I only cook chicken. Like for the day I'll cook like for 180 gram of protein, right? So I'll take like 150 160 gram of protein from the chicken. I'll just cook and then I'll bring it to the gym. So I'll order roti canai, I'll order mee goreng, or I'll order maggi goreng. So I still had my protein there. So I'm
Protein
not
intake, lah.
protein intake. So I'm covering my carbs from the food that I get from the restaurant. So you can do that also actually. Depending on how much you want
How would
flexible.
you say, bro? Okay, flexible dieting. What I used to do previously during the time when I was prepping about 2 years ago, right? No,
Mm,
oh bloody hell, that's 3 years ago already. Okay,
mm,
anyways, I used to prepare at least 70 to 80% of my meals, as in like, yeah, 70 to 80% of my meals will be prepped.
okay.
The balance 30 to, I mean, 20 to 30%, right, is what I get from, like, say, I keep that as like a buffering space for me to actually eat outside. If at all I'm going out with my friends, or if I'm even at uni or something, right, when I'm eating out, I prefer having that amount of leeway so that I can actually manage my calories better,
Mm,
instead of full flexible dieting where, like, you just estimate a certain amount of calories for every meal and then you eat. Because yeah, that works as well, but it's
yeah,
much more challenging when you're eating outside, especially in Malaysia,
yeah.
when you
And
don't have calories.
true, but and also we have to understand the fact that uh, You don't always track calorie, or you don't always flexible dieting in a particular moment in your fitness journey, because at that right moment, now in this right moment, I'm tracking calories because I have access to time and effort, so I can cook, and I can prepare meals for me. So I will be in my life at one point where I won't be having time. So let's say I don't have any time at
Yeah,
all to cook my meals, or I always eating outside. So that time I will do everything I can maximum to eat outside, maximize my protein intake. Also, I will cover my portions, like in each meal I will take protein, carbs and fats. There will be protein all the time. So there will be protein all the time in my food. So I will control my portions. So since I'm going up, so this changes time to time, not only mine, in everyone's life, particularly in
yeah.
everyone's life.
Another
Obviously,
thing, right, bro?
yeah.
Another thing, right? Okay, like even right now, we are when we are talking, so we actually say a lot about protein intake. We
Mm,
give a lot of importance to protein
yeah, yeah.
itself. You know,
Mm,
I think there's a big misconception in the fact that a lot of people think protein is the only thing that's necessary. So
no,
they
no.
just bloody chug on protein. They literally just chug on protein. You know, they
What?
just chug on
Pro-
protein. They eat as much protein as they can, but they neglect carbs, they neglect fat, they neglect any amount of most of their micronutrients, which is ridiculous.
no,
Even
if
in flexible dieting, if you're going to just choose protein all the time, right, you're not
yeah,
going to get your micronutrients, you're not going to get any of your basic
basic.
necessity.
True, it's like if fats, you need fat for your hormone to produce, for your hormone balance. You need carbs for your energy source. So you need protein to retain your muscle and to build muscle, obviously. Why we pressure protein a lot of the time? Because whenever people work out or tend to do any aerobic or anaerobic activities, they tend to forget about protein. So what happens is they might lose muscle mass. So indirectly, you're already slowing down your metabolism. So you're already losing muscle. Then if you lose muscle, you're going under catabolic state more, like you're reducing your
Mm,
metabolic rate more. We want to
yeah,
retain the muscle mass so that you still can manage to maintain the metabolic rate, because fat mass as muscle mass obviously use more energy compared to fat cell. So that's why we want more muscle than compared to fat. But so this is why we pressure protein a lot. So people don't understand that. But obviously you need carbs and fat. You don't neglect carbs and fat and micronutrition as well. You need fiber as well, because you don't if you don't have good amount of fiber, micronutrition, fiber, you want the bowel movement to be good, you want to go toilet regularly. And micronutrition, obviously
yeah.
everything that happens in micro level, the transportation of the your nutrition to your parts of body, you need micronutrition, zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, vitamin C, all these are kind of important too. So you don't neglect everything. Obviously we are not asking you to hit every single thing at the same time. No. It's very hard
You
for
just
you.
have to eat a proper amount.
Yeah, you just okay, okay, if you have one plate of food, right? So you have veggies, you have protein, you have rice, carbs, and then you have a spread sauce, maybe any avocados or oils or nuts or anything. So that's like a full package for yourself already. So if like you're going out and to eat, right? So you already, okay, you are taking chicken. So there you already have fat already, because they are cooking in oil. So already have fat. So you can neglect that. You
Yeah.
can just add veggies and you can add rice for yourself. So or you can control the amount of rice that you take, and then you can increase the vegetable for your satiety level. So depending on how you are at the current state, so you manipulate according to that.
There's certain tips I would give for flexible writing. I don't know lah. This is like my own experience thing lah. You let me know if I'm wrong. The Okay, when I'm eating out or even when I'm eating at home and my mom cooks curry or whatever, right?
Mm.
I take a plate of rice. I know a certain amount of rice is how much I normally eat. So I know that that's how much I should eat.
Hmm.
And the curry, I love curry. There was a time where I used to banje my whole plate with curry and eat.
Hmm.
But to make it more realistic, right?
Ah,
I started measuring, not to say measure, but I'll only put a certain amount of curry, enough to satisfy me. That means like probably one spoon or one ladle of curry and done. Then
hmm.
when I'm eating, like say, my mom cooked mutton, uh, mutton chuka or something today.
Hmm.
I normally just take the meat itself. Of course, mutton is not the best source of protein, but still,
Yeah,
if
still,
I'm
yeah.
taking the meat, I'm only going to take the meat. Probably not too much of the sauce in the chuka
Hmm.
itself. If I want to taste the chuka more, just a bit, and then I go to the veggie. The veggie, most of the time, my mom doesn't make extravagant, fancy veggie and all that stuff. So it's mostly just fresh veggie, mixed veggie, or with yogurt, Greek
Okay.
yogurt.
Okay.
Do that. I mean, that's like my normal meal already. I have veggie, I have meat, I have rice. I don't put too much of curry because most of the time, curry is the one that contains a heck load of
Rice.
calories.
Yes, true.
So if you want to do flexible dieting, you want to eat nasi champo outside or you want to eat at whatever it is, I would suggest lay back on the banje culture
Yeah.
and eat a reasonable meal so that you would already cut down 100 plus calories just from cutting down on a curry already.
But that's the problem that most of us have. Like they thinking that the small things doesn't add up calories in their life, but it adds a lot. Like if you go for nasi campur, the Chinese style one, that
Uh-huh.
you'll see tons of variety there. Do you know their
Yeah.
tofu is damn good? Like have you eat the tofu with the ketchup one?
Actually, when I go for Chinese, especially nasi champur, I don't know why I like the terung a lot.
Oh, terung. Okay, okay.
The terung will be so nice. அப்படியே கடிச்சோட அப்படியே வெல்ட் பண்ணும் உள்ளுக்கு. Oh my
Oh.
god.
Their food is most of the time they use a lot of ketchups. They use the sweet sour stuff. So if you see the
Yeah.
okay, let's compare one thing. Huh? Sweet sour chicken 400 gram meat and then curry chicken 100 gram. I will go for the curry one.
Hmm.
Logically speaking, the
I
sweet
get
sour
where you're going lah.
yeah, because one thing when you cook the sweet sour food, you need to fry it and then you will need, if I'm not mistaken, they will dip it with flour and then they will fry it
Yeah, because
and then and
they
then
have more ingredients for it lah.
they have more ingredients for the sweet sour compared to the curry one. So I'll go for the curry one and then I'll just take the meat and then I won't take the curry. So these are the choices that you have to see when you're flexible dieting, like how they are cooking
Yeah.
the yeah, the particular food, and you have these choices. So you go for this choice, the better than this one. So you have less calories, also high protein.
Because the thing is, a lot of people think that the way Westerners eat is completely different.
Yeah,
They don't eat with a lot of curry and all that
curries.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yes,
the sauces are
it's
very
just
less.
that. And the sauce also, if they're eating with extra sauce also, it won't compare to the amount of fat and uh, carbs or amount of food that we're eating generally. Because when
Yeah,
we eat, we
yeah,
just tend to eat a lot.
a lot. We
We're
eat a
eating
lot.
roti canai, heavy roti canai. We're
Mm.
eating so much of curry. We're eating all this fried food most of the time, which is ridiculous. So you cannot compare it.
Yeah, like even like even fried, like the type of foods you obviously you cannot compare, but obviously you have choices, but it's about the making choices. If I
Hmm.
if you ask me, like it's about the making choices and then how you manipulate things. Like you don't go flexible dieting even when you have time. If you have time, track calories and cook. Like take the chances. Okay,
Yeah, because
don't.
you practice learning the calories.
Yeah, you
So
have to
it'll
predict
be easier when you're flexible dieting.
things. So it impacts somehow in the flexible dating in the long run. So you, if you have time, don't procrastinate, and then just try to cook, obviously, and then you eat so that you know how much calories you will be needing, and obviously you have to weigh yourself like weekly wise, like 2 times, and then you say, okay, you've been doing flexible dieting this week, and then you ate this is food, you have your own food channel, blah 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 blah, you eat. So and then you check, okay, next week. So it's like trial and error if you are going for the flexible dieting.
So
So yeah, trial and error. So you have to check, you have to remember what you ate. So this is what you have to do. Somehow you have to put in the work. If you're not putting the work, it's going to be very hard for you to lose weight, because flexible dieting is like, it's more towards what you see, you estimate, and then you eat. It's not going to, it's 60 to 70% is not going to be the through carry content that
yeah,
you're going to estimate, obviously.
because you need a lot of practice to actually know.
Yeah,
Even
like
it will take more than a year, definitely more than a year
definitely
for you to actually understand
understand.
how
Yeah,
the
you
calories work in
works.
every dish.
That's why, like, you have to know from the sketch what they used to cook, everything you have to know.
I mean, can you easy example? A bloody burger,
Yeah,
this small item is you can go up to even 700
100
calories.
carries. Yes,
That's a bloody meal, and it won't satisfy you. It won't satisfy you.
5. That's why you have to go for, even during the flexible dieting, people think that if that's just because it fits your macro lah. Like, okay, I'm tracking calorie, but I want to eat chocolate, like let's say, or chocolate or ice cream or anything I want to eat for entire my day. Every day I want to eat that. Okay, go ahead, no problem. You have like 1,400 calorie. You want to eat ice cream every day, like you want to spend like 500, 700 calorie for that, and then you hitting your protein, maybe you will eat just protein food and then just ice cream and then starve yourself for the rest of the day, because the
What
satiety level,
friggin'
obviously
devil?
the satiety level is obviously going to be different you compared to vegetables, because there's no fiber, there's no micronutrition,
Yeah.
there's no everything. Yeah, because if you see me eating, my maintenance calorie is 2,000 calories. I can eat. If you're at 1,200 calories, you want to eat just like me, it's very hard. No, you cannot. That's why it made for different
By the way, you
people.
saw that guy who actually lived off beer, bro.
Lift up here. I don't know. Read it.
He he only drank beer for how many months? 5 months, 6 months. Only beer, no food, no water, nothing. Only beer,
Beer. Okay.
and he survived. I don't know how many calories he was drinking a day, lah. But he still looks the exact same way.
Like
I don't
before
know
and
what kind
after.
of stomach he has, lah.
Maybe the carry content. That's why, like, yeah, obviously you can drink the alcohol.
Jesus, freaking
And even the alcohol also same. Like, you can drink. It's not that you are restricting. Don't restrict. Just go ahead. Just that, do it once in a while, don't do it very frequently. That's what is
yeah,
the
yeah.
problem happens when you do it frequently. It affects you psychologically, like psychologically when affects, like let's say a certain food like sugary food affecting you psychologically, and then you go and consume it, like over time it consumes you after that, and then it's very hard for you to escape from that. Yeah, obviously it's going it's going to be a trouble for you to stop that. So what we are asking is, do it, but don't do it frequently.
My guilty pleasure is biscuits.
uh,
Like,
Mine is bread, like pastry.
ah,
Mine is
yeah.
pastry, like donuts,
Mine
like
is biscuits.
and the satiety level is different. You can eat 2 apples, you feel full, but you cannot eat one donut and then you stop. Like, I don't think so. Any, you will eat 2 apples, then you stop eating, But I don't think so. You stop eating after donuts. You will want more.
No,
You won't
yeah,
feel,
donuts.
yeah,
You'll just keep munching and munching and
munchy,
munching.
munchy. Same
Very,
goes to biscuit.
even
Have you one?
cupcakes.
Have you stopped with one Oreo biscuit? I don't think so. No. Minimum you'll go
No.
5. Minimum 4 to 5. I can go up to
You know,
one. I can finish the
three
whole.
packets of biscuits.
You have you
Three
seen
freaking packets of biscuits.
the Oreo, the long one in this size?
Yeah.
I can finish in
Yeah.
one sitting. I can finish in one sitting. I'll
Exactly.
eat.
Exactly.
So because you don't stop eating a specific that kind of food with low satiety level in a few pieces. You will binge eat after that. So once you start that and then you think, finish lah, I cannot control after this. That's another problem. If you eat, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's in the past. You cannot do anything about it. It's already in your stomach. Never mind. Just come back to normal the next day itself. What are you going to lose there? There's nothing that you can lose. So you come back, you don't need
Or
to
you can
reduce
do
the
calorie
calories.
cycling also. It's going to
Yeah,
work the same way.
works the same way. That's what people are missing out. Actually, they don't want to continue doing things. So this is flexible dieting. Like flexible dieting is, yes, obviously it works. I won't say it doesn't work. Obviously, you can hit a certain amount of protein calories outside without even tracking calories. It's always, but obviously it's going to take some time for you to learn about the things. You can start flexible dieting also, but while on that, try to learn some basic things that you have to do for your calorie tracking.
Yeah.
So this is what we have to do. I hope you guys enjoyed. You want to add anything, Ruben? My internet connection is so slow already.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
It
saw
started breaking
start
already.
studying breaking already. Want to start, you guys?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Lah. Flexible writing takes a lot of patience. So you there is other forms of tracking, as in like compared to calorie tracking, flexible writing may seem very easy on the outside.
Hmm.
It will get to you if you don't control if you don't have patience. So
Yes.
that's one thing. You'll have to take time learning it,
Hmm.
and you have to track it in a different format, as in like what you said just now. Track your weight weekly and see if how you measured your calories throughout the day or throughout the week actually tallies with the weight that you're gaining or losing or maintaining. You have to do all that. So it's not as straightforward as calorie tracking, but it's definitely suitable for people who want to actually move out or go out or eat with their friends and all that. That is why flexible dieting is as it is,
Yeah. Like,
simpler.
and then don't say I want to eat whatever I want and still lose weight. No, you can't. That's we call it obesity. If you want to eat anything that you like, you want to eat, and then you still want to lose weight, no, you gain weight over time. And don't try to lose weight in a day after you start this flexible dieting thing. Even with the correct calorie tracking, it takes time. Don't ever expect with flexible dieting. It's obviously going to take some time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say some things like this straightforward to your face, but I like saying things straightforward because it might hurt in the starting of your journey, but it gives a proper expectation for yourself. We have done to our
Yeah.
clients, like whenever clients ask, like, can I do this? Can I lose this much of weight in this period of time? Or think, oh, yeah, okay, obviously, you can do this, you do this, but you have to do this. And then they'll think, oh, I have to do that to get this. And then they will like, never mind, I'll follow your lead. Okay, never mind, you follow my lead. Simple.
You wanna suffer, or you
Oh,
want
you're
to just take leisure time going with
yeah,
it?
yeah. You want to take your time, cruise it with it, learn. Always, this is what I know. Simple thing, two things that I always tell: learn to make it as a habit. Second thing, always learn to make it sustainable. You're going
Yeah.
to do this until your graveyard. You in 50 more years you want to do this, so make sure to learn the proper thing. So this is a learning cycle. It's not a sprinting always, it's always a marathon. So we're always learning, keep learning. I'm still learning also. I'm not an expert also. Everyone is still learning. Every
Yeah.
single person who is in fitness industry will say this learning because new research papers are coming out every single day.
The
A lot
body
of
is a never-ending mystery. So
mystery. Yeah, we are still don't know how certain things works. Also, some things that won't work. Like suddenly, how come this works? And then they start to research that, and then we'll get a new perspective on that topic. Yeah, that's how unique human body is. I froze, right? So now,
yeah, you froze just now.
okay, okay, it's okay.
That's
Okay.
I'm
Okay, guys, thanks for listening us. Obviously, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this channel. Signing off, SK.
and Ruben.
Level.